Helps or hurts? It helps them because of the domestic competition, right? What does it do to the price of all goods? It increases the price of them, okay? So does that help out Americans who are suffering? No. Okay, it actually makes things worse. Okay, but the businesses survive, okay? Then you have the Reconstruction Finance Corporation. This doesn't help people either because it goes into effect after millions of Americans lost their farms, their homes, renting, all that stuff. And all of this just kind of compiles on itself. So Hoover looks really, really bad throughout this presidency. During his re-election in 1932, something even more catastrophic happens. And this is really the kill shot of Hoover's presidency. This is why he's in the bottom 5 of presidents. Yeah, I feel bad for little bugger. So the bottom 5 for presidents, if you want to know, okay, we'll go for our favorite only Pennsylvania president, James Buchanan. He gets worst president of all time because he kind of started the Civil War. So that'll do it, right? Yeah. You have John Tyler, who was a bad president, supports the Indian Removal Act, and at the end of his life is a Confederate congressman and refuses to declare himself American at the end of his presidency, or at the end of his life. So there's him. Franklin Pierce didn't do anything.
What was that last one?
It's a pretty good resume.
What's that? Franklin Pierce is only really known for 2 things. He sends the ship voyage of Matthew Perry to open up trade in the United States and Gadsden Purchase.
I mean, those are 2 good things.
But he's also the most attractive looking president. I mean, anytime you get a nickname Handsome Frank, you know you're doing something
Who
good.
is this?
Franklin Pierce.
We'll see about that.
He's not bad. He's not bad.
Who's top 5 then?
Top 5. That kind of all depends on your political disposition. Top, like,
What's your
top,
opinion? George
1,
Floyd?
2. 1, 2 is probably split between FDR and Lincoln, just because of the crisis and what they do out of it.
JFK was definitely the best looking president. This guy's
He's
ugly.
got that weird. His one side of his face is different than the other. It kind of freaks me out. Or just use Sean. That's just so. Summer of 1932. World War I veterans are trying to get the bonus that were promised to them when it was passed after World War I. This is why in the summer of 32 they are traveling to Washington, D.C. to protest.
Here we go. Here we go.
I prefer you to. The soldiers are desperate, the families are desperate, and it would give them a year's worth of salary. Today's money would be approximately $20,000. And if that would help you, save your house, save your car, whatever it may be, it's pretty important. So the soldiers want their money. Now, let's be completely fair here. Is it fair to be against the federal government on this? Do you think they have the money?
No.
Probably not. Okay. So it's kind of like one of those give and take things.
What did you think World War II over?
Yeah, it was just guessed. They made 1945 because that would be the age of the average World War I veteran being 55.
Oh, so are we skipping one? Or is this just like?
No, it just goes into.
The bonus that the World War I veterans get, it will be given to them in 1945.
Okay.
Okay? We're in 1932 for this event, right? Okay, yeah. So no, we're not done. But basically, they were promised basically a retirement bonus because of their World War I service in 45. Just complete coincidence that it's also the end of World War II.
So what happened to all
At which
that
point
money?
is
Does it
10
go to
years?
their family or what?
It would go to it would go to their
No
family.
matter what their addition on that.
Right. Yes. Yeah, very similar to veteran or survivor pensions.
How much they get?
He's disgusting.
Like I said, in today's money, 2017 money, they get about $20,000. At the time, it was $1,000. So just kind of, yeah. So I mean, it's a good bonus. Where this tradition actually starts is after, I just talked about it. Here we go. After the Battle of Waterloo, which is obviously it's kind of way back there. After the Battle of Waterloo, the Duke of Wellington is so happy with the victory against Napoleon Bonaparte that he gets the British government to give all of the soldiers who fought at Waterloo the entire year's pay, plus a special medallion that they would be tax exempt for the rest of their life. Yeah, right? It's like that. That sounds pretty cool, right? Yeah. And if you have that, you'd be known as a Waterloo man. And more or less, like, people gave you free drinks and stuff. Hey, I'm a Waterloo man. Yeah. So, I mean, paid to be in the British Army during Waterloo. But that also tells you how important they thought it was. Because they think they literally saved Europe, which, to a point, they did.
What song by ABBA have anything to do with it?
Ah. I know the band, I don't know the song. Waterloo. I'd have to look at the lyrics. I don't know if it's good. It's a bad song.
Taxes coming in,
So this is what the bonus army looked like. What happens here is this. The bonus army is forced out of their camps in the summer of 32. I'd like to get this done. And this is what is going to ruin, Herbert Hoover's re-election. This is also going to put a very, very dark hue on the federal government. They're going to bring in the U.S. military to force these World War I veterans out of Washington, D.C. They're going to burn down their shantytown, which, to give you some context, this is literally where the Smithsonian's are at. So they're going to burn down their towns. They're going to tear gas the soldiers, or the veterans, excuse me. 3 people will die, including a 10-year-old kid who goes unconscious under a cloud of tear gas, and because of lack of oxygen, suffocates. Hoover looks awful. Dwight Eisenhower is actually court-martialed for this because he does not follow the rule. But does anyone know anything about military rules and immoral orders?
They're allowed to attack.
What? So if the order's immoral, just attack? No. If you
You point the gun, but you can't shoot.
Just stop talking.
I'm confused what you're asking.
You said you're wrong.
If there's an immoral order that you are given by a superior and it is found to be immoral, you're causing a crime, or it is seen as not proper,
You don't have to do it.
you do not have to do it. You will be court-martialed for it, but they'll find you to be innocent of the crime. Therefore, you don't have to do it. Eisenhower is court-martialed for it and it is not penalized for it. I just lost it. MacArthur is going to take up the order, and he's going to flush out the bonus army. Yeah, go ahead. This is what the bonus army's town looked like after the attack. They burned it down and they bulldozed it all into the river. Wow. Yeah.
So what river is it?
That'd be the Potomac River right by DC.
Yeah, I said it.
So during the election of 32, people wanted to change here. Some people are even threatening communism. And Herbert Hoover is going to lose this election. You might be wondering how bad was the election. I'll show you in a second the electoral college.
Well, let's see.
Pretty devastating here.
472 to 59.
Yeah, it's pretty one-sided. Roosevelt declares on his inauguration day that he's going to give America a New Deal. Now, what did Teddy Roosevelt say he was going to give?
Square deal.
Square deal. Okay. Roosevelt was a huge fanboy of his second cousin. So the relation between Theodore and Franklin, they were second cousins. FDR met Teddy a couple times during family functions, and he just thought he was the greatest, coolest guy ever. He was kind of one of his, I want to be like him.
Quick, shut up.
I
Kind
haven't
of
said
like
one in
Lion
like
King.
5
Oh,
minutes.
I just can't wait to be king. Kind of like that. Same premise.
No, it's just,
Yeah.
just, like, last
I thought it was Delaware.
Oh my.
What's that?
Yeah, I thought his middle name was Delaware. That's what I thought.
No, it's Delano.
Delaware.
Franklin Delaware Road.
I know. Yeah, what'd you think it was? You didn't know it was Delano. Wano.
Franklin's
He's
kid.
actually nice. He's
Franklin-
actually good.
Franklin's kid Lana wrote it up.
Where did
His
they
Kobe song's good.
What's that?
Like, what did they be?
I got no addicted.
The fact that both of you listen to
He's actually
it, I expect that. Now I hate it.
Like, how much, like, I didn't know he was good. Like, then I started listening to him, and he's actually nice.
What's that?
Like, for a good rapper,
Oh, have
he's
you
good.
actually looked him up and like listened to him?
Like, if you didn't know it was Wano, like, you didn't know that one song
Okay,
was
so
Wano.
okay, so here's an example. Okay,
I can
example.
tell who it is.
My son.
Good
My
job.
son, basically, his name was already planned out because my family's tradition is the first son in the family is named Paul. Okay, and then my wife's side,
Doesn't he have
her
his
family
music
keeps
on
the
YouTube?
middle name as they
Yeah.
going on since they got off the
You
boat
saw
as
it, you just
Anthony.
YouTube. It's okay,
He was
close it.
locked- He was locked in at home.
He never closes yet.
You can't or else it stalls.
First thing first, how did they come up with the name Frank?
First things
Listen
first,
to
I
him.
don't know.
Wait, your son's name is Paul?
I know.
Yeah, I Google, I
That's his
call
music
call
guy,
Anthony
his
because we
YouTube.
don't want the.
I got free,
Because his
Oh,
one
yeah,
song's
because you have free
not-
data now.
his one song's not on
What?
SoundCloud.
You have free data now.
Like, for like,
His best songs are on SoundCloud. What is it?
How
do you have free data?
I gotta get.
Paul.
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud. Huh? This is his best
You
song.
gotta get to this paper.
So,
I'm about to hate this.
Roosevelt,
Motivation.
people did not know during his presidential election that he was in a wheelchair. No one knew, actually. Okay? Now, what's that?
When you have people stand him up like.
What they did was this, he had on each leg 20-pound braces that would lock his hips and knees in place. And he would train himself to walk like that. And he'd always have someone on either side of him, like his son right there, to basically keep him propped up, keep him balanced. So he'd walk like this, but because he was always in a crowd, people never really noticed. They thought he walked kind of weird, and they're like, why is he wearing oversized pants? But they never really thought too much of it, okay? The other thing
It's
is
a
that
conspiracy.
he also,
He actually didn't have legs.
oh, he did have legs.
Are we
He
sure?
also, let's see,
20 pounds is a lot.
You know, there's a lot of
20
things
pounds is
you
a
don't
lot
know
in his
about
leg.
that. See Illuminati?
He actually made this himself.
See Illuminati?
That's his wheelchair. It's made out of a kitchen chair.
Literal
They attach wheels to
wheelchair.
it. So again, he could actually cloak it and hide it so it looks like he's sitting in a chair, and most people wouldn't recognize it.
How is anything
We
a
go,
chair?
we went out.
The wheels are bigger than the chair.
He has
It
polio.
was just like the railings.
Yeah, polio is a childhood illness that basically swells up your spine, and you can have paralysis. This is why we have the polio vaccine, because let's be honest here, when was the last time you knew anyone in your family who had polio?
Never.
FDR.
He's in your family? Both of yours?
Yeah, so
Well, I think back in,
1954,
Back in 60.
1954, the polio vaccine is found to be supported by the FDA, and because now 2 generations of people have had the polio vaccine, polio as a disease and a childhood illness is extinct. That's just like, yeah, that's just like,
We did it.
raise your hand right now if you had chicken pox.
Oh, I had chicken pox.
Okay,
I had the pox, let me tell
3
you.
people. If you were to poll my high
You
school,
can't get it again if you had it.
it would have been everyone.
You can get,
You also now have the chickenpox vaccine,
Yeah, but if you get the
which
vaccine.
has made all of you exempt from
I didn't
chickenpox.
get the, I didn't get the
I got
memo.
to have it twice.
I didn't get the memo.
Huh? annoying
I think my brother
interaction.
gave it.
Doesn't that make you
Is it
get
all
shingles?
Did your mom have shingles?
Was that, yeah.
Doesn't that make you get shingles?
Did your mom get shingles?
Yeah,
That's why I just asked.
thank you, Terry Bradshaw, right?
Got it.
Yes, I'm planning on it.
Sweet, I just asked.
You said your mom, does your
Really,
mom
no,
get shingles?
you just.
It's
want-
like a
did she?
constant thing.
I said,
It's like
did
you
she?
had it.
How long do you,
No, she had shingles.
He gets about one shingle a day.
Alright, so, the other thing is that Roosevelt, when he was on campaign, and he wanted to go on a tour of places, he would drive. How would he drive if he's paralyzed from his
Wheels
There
does
was
it.
hand dials on the wheels
Invisible bone
for
movie.
the brake and the accelerator, kind of like a motorcycle.
Why did they try so hard to hide it?
So
What's
wheels
that?
drives.
Because in this era, someone who has his condition is seen as basically call it as a cripple, and because he's a cripple, people thought he had no ability to do anything. So people who had these conditions, people who were seen who had paralysis, okay, basically people thought, oh, you know, poor you, and they you never really get any credit. He what's really interesting, when he graduated from college, I think he went to Stanford. When he went to Stanford, he was a swimmer, and he actually broke collegiate records before he got polio. He got polio when he was 29. Where most of the time when people got polio, it was a childhood illness.
what, most of the people that he worked with?
Yeah, so everyone knew who worked with him directly, but they kept it from the public. That's Captain Gangs. They kept it from the public, so that way people didn't see him as weak or crippled. Yeah. No, most Americans. My grandfather, till the day he died, did not know he was paralyzed. My grandfather also had a seventh grade education, so I mean, kind of. Put everything on there. Hey, love the man, but yeah.
So cars are carrying it out of their hands.
So basically,
Yeah, you got people,
Basically,
people
if they
who
don't
are
feel
also-
like-
they're expensive.
Yeah.
See what
CYO coach does it.
It probably would be hard.
Oh, bro, I'm sorry.
How do you
You're a CYO coach? You didn't play.
Did I say ours?
I
I said
said
CYO
coach.
coach.
Leverage is a pedal, so it'd be like.
Why don't you listen to people talk?
Because he can't.
He can't help himself. One last brain cell.
Yeah, every race is.
How can you not recognize that?
Hunter, how can you?
He was wearing oversized pants, dude. Bro, those don't look.
Bro, dude, seriously?
Yeah, and then,
Chaplain pants.
He's like a
yeah,
No, he just like.
He slid.
That's
See,
what
look at
Chelsea is enjoying.
look at the reading.
Mattress
This
rode
stuff
downstairs.
requires the skill of an acrobat, strength, and
Because
it's
as
with
in George, we
timing.
used to put our arms on the rail
It is
and jump down.
They're
the rail.
basically selling
I said, John, they're right there.
that he's
Exact thing.
not, okay?
He like jumped from like top side down to the bottom.
Oh, so they're trying to say that he's just
You
doing
can
it.
kinda see it.
Yeah, he's doing it for fun, but he's actually doing it because he can't walk down
You
steps.
can see the braces.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, look.
Those are
Okay,
just cool
you look
shoes,
right-
dude. Shut up.
Right there.
No,
Yeah,
it's just
they're
shiny. They're just shiny.
Those are just cool
Really,
shoes.
we're not.
Oh.
What did she have to do with it?
yeah, but back then everything was in black and white. So you
Yeah,
would see
seeing
what's
them be
outside.
like breaking
They-
news.
It was all black and white.
Yeah, they didn't have color back then. They didn't develop color until like 50 years ago.
Yeah, now if you look at it though, can you really tell your braces?
Shut up.
Not really.
It has to be 8
Shut
ounces. It can't be present.
No.
Wait, it has to be 8 ounces.
That is actual.
Yeah, these are the actual braces.
So I can't be present.
One leg's longer than.
That's what happened in polio. That's a lot of muscle.
Nice.
Yeah. There's another
Jesse's gonna be
example. Those are actually
We would have a
shoes.
lot more black presents.
Wait, why?
Sad thing is, he would wake up around 6 a.m. It would take him 2 hours to get dressed.
What?
Because they had to put the braces on. They had to have people help him, to stand up. They had to
They did
put
look
his pants
fly,
on,
dude.
which I guess to put his pants on, because the pants would have to go over the shoes, and you know that's kind of tedious to begin with. And then you have someone who is paralyzed from the waist down. Very, very hard to do that. What's that? Very skillfully.
Well,
If you wanted to go
could
swimming.
he like bend down?
What's that?
Could he like bend down, like bend his knees?
Oh, yeah, what they did was they unlocked it. Now, this was a rare photograph that was found after his death. And that's his dog, and obviously his granddaughter's high, I don't know.
Yo, man, the ganja.
Wow, that is a really creepy wax figure. Oh, okay, okay.
Mike's like, or my mom's like, let's name the dog Reggie. Mike goes, you want to name it after weed? I was like, I didn't know. Mom didn't know.
Nice color. Yep.
Color. Black and white.
Yeah, because Hess is way better.
Yeah, they didn't have color back
Mom,
then.
It sounds like a little
And here's another
If it's not
classic
hash, that
picture.
really matters.
This is him at the end of his life.
Stalin.
She can't figure out another name.
Looks like a little thing.
If you look,
Just name it Abba. Or Sim.
if you look really, and you gotta look
He looks
really
like he's dead.
closely, they pin his wheelchair in between the two. So that way it looks like he's just sitting there with everyone.
So the other leaders knew that he was there.
Oh yeah, of course they did.
No, they-
But they purposely pinned the wheelchair in between the two chairs, so that way people around the world did not know.
This is the greatest conspiracy maybe of all
How
time.
do they not figure out eventually? Like, are they that stupid?
Here's the other bizarre part.
Yeah.
He was president for 14 years.
Yeah, like,
What?
Yeah, he's the only four-term president in our country's history.
like,
So
They only saw it black and white back then, dude.
no, I'm not. I'm
I would be a detective.
Shut up.
So-
Watch,
Shut up.
Watch Shots
Where are
Fired.
those three people?
So-
Who's all the men on the left?
Okay,
It's
so
on
that's
every
Winston-
Wednesday at 8. Shh.
So that's Winston Churchill, FDR, and then Joseph Stalin. Winston Churchill and Roosevelt are very close friends. Stalin, no one really liked, but because of World War II and that old Nazi Germany thing, they had to work together. Funny story about Churchill and Roosevelt, because of them in World War II having
He's
to
had
get
his
along,
wheelchair for.
Churchill would live in the Lincoln bedroom for a couple weeks at a time. What's that?
They changed the tub in the one.
Yeah, they expanded the tub for him, and they also put in side tables so he could drink brandy and smoke cigars in his tub. That was his big thing because in India, you had to have saltwater baths to make the bacteria in the water work for you. The thing is this: he wasn't a drunk per se, but he had a really strong alcohol habit. When he was in India and they were younger, to not get sick off the water, they would cut the water with brandy. And that's how they drank their water. And then basically, that's how he drank his water his entire life.
Oh, you
So he'd have breakfast,
So he was also.
put his, he was always a little bit, he always had himself a buzz, yeah. He only got drunk on Saturday nights, where he would crash an entire bottle of champagne.
Yeah, for the boys.
And he would fill a glass, what he called a 3-incher, which was 3 fingers of brandy in a glass. So he'd pound a bottle of champagne during dinner, and then have a 3-fingered glass of brandy.
Oh, that's it?
Wait, every
And
Saturday?
he'd call it a night. Every Saturday, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
His liver's muddy.
Probably, yeah.
Really, bro?
That's
Say he
it.
was 62, 19.
Yeah, about that. He's about that PSU life,
Of
bro.
course, the whole stress of, your country's
Sorry to
being
you, bro.
destroyed for 4 years, and London kind of
Everyone does it, man.
does a doozy on you, yeah.
Everyone does it.
Really funny story is, big victory happens in Japan, and Roosevelt rolls into Churchill's bedroom to tell him the news. Churchill's completely naked. And like Roosevelt turns real quick and says, I'm sorry, Mr. Churchill. And he goes, it's okay, we're allies. We shouldn't hide anything from each other. He's like, what's the news? Yeah. Now, supposedly when he was drunk, he saw the ghost of Abraham Lincoln in the Lincoln bedroom. We don't know if that's true.
I've heard that before.
It is true.
I was there, yeah. He told you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the
texted me.
story goes like this. The story is that he was taking a bath, goes out of the bathroom, he's in just a towel, smoking a cigar, and supposedly sitting on the bed on the other side was Lincoln. Supposedly the ghost of Lincoln stands up and walks towards Churchill. And I guess supposedly Churchill's holding his towel like this, and he goes, Mr. President, I think you have me at an advantage. And supposedly the ghost of Lincoln smiles and disappears. Whether that's true or not, we don't know.
It was true.
Yeah. It's also like Dolly Madison supposedly haunts the rose garden of the White House.
I heard that.
You'll see people grooming the garden and then disappear.
That's not true.
Can't wait.
No, man.
Can't wait.
Why don't we go and find out?
Class trip.
Hey, people are jumping the fence to find out, so why not?
See any pictures?
I'll let you guys know when I'm president in a little bit.
Bro, I jumped the border.
Yeah, if any of you become president, I want one night in Lincoln Center.
You can be one of my cabinet members.
Who's VP?
The Department of Awesome.
Beatles MVP.
What?
Imagine if you was president.
Turn around! If we want to talk to you, we would have said your name.
What he did.
Turn it. Spit on the ground.
That's on video.
I was devoid of that. Remember when Carmen?
I read the books.
What? Like why?
Yeah, same. I was in like third grade.
Do what I want.
Grade reunion. Dude, they miss it.
Be in the year in church. Carmen was hacked up in the church.
I lied. I'll look.
You want to do it again?
I'll look.
You missed.
Hey, spit from the fourth floor down to the bottom.
Welcome. No, it came out when I was.
Next time I'm sick and I have to.
28, dude. He's like,
What if it does last or something?
No, no, he's young.
Who?
he's not fucking, he's not 28.
Have you seen the diary of the newest one?
That's no.
Actors.
Oh.